And no cooked foods you should stockpile before November 2024. Guys, it is election season and it is upon us. But you do not need to worry, because if you are prepared, no matter what happens with the results or people who aren't happy with the results, we'll put it that way, you can be prepared to take care of yourself no matter what the outcome. These are no cook foods that you can have ready to eat super quick. Ready to eat canned meats. Your canned beef, canned tuna, canned salmon, canned chicken, all of those you can just open up and you do not have to reheat. If things go crazy and somehow you lose power or you don't have a way to cook, you can still eat these foods. Also, make sure you have a can opener to open your canned goods. The next one is canned fruit, and canned fruit with the heavy syrup. Why? Because sugar gives you energy, and if there's a crisis situation, you will need all the calories you can get to help you through that crisis situation. Canned vegetables will help keep you filled up and keep things a-moving, if you know what I mean. Very unpleasant situation if it's not. So if the fecal matter hits the oscillation unit, your fecal matter can still keep a-moving, and you can be a happy, pleasant person because of it. Is that a nice way to put that? Canned milk, canned soups, maybe a few canned juices if you want. Canned juices are kind of low on the list, but definitely the canned milk and the canned soup. And you can have dry milk, but make sure if you have dry milk that you have water to reconstitute it. You definitely need, this isn't a food, but also some sort of water purification system. You can go watch this video on my DIY Berkey. It's just a water filtration system. I used it when we moved into this house. We did not have drinkable water. Yeah, not a happy camper when that happened. But I had my homemade DIY filter, got everything out. We were able to drink the water for 3 weeks until they could get it fixed, and we were good to go. So I know my DIY water filter works. This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbook. We have quick and easy recipes your family will love to help you get in and out of the kitchen fast. Please visit us at livingonadime.com. It's 25% off now. If you're in an emergency situation, you may not be going to the grocery store. Remember in 2020, all of those cities that were burning down, and the governors and the mayors just let them start burning down? Well, a lot of people could not go get groceries. Right now, here in Wyoming, literally, Wyoming is burning down. I'm not exaggerating when I say we have fire after fire after fire. This is the first day. We had a really beautiful rain yesterday, first day without smoke for months. But let me tell you, this can get serious. Here in Wyoming, the highways have been closed. You can't get in and out some routes. 2 years ago, we had such a bad winter, the highways were closed for over 60 days between November and April. This is nothing to mess with. You need to have a stockpile. You need to understand the government is not going to come save you. And if you're expecting the government to save you, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. So get these things stockpiled, and get them stockpiled now, so that if you're like us and the lightning strike hits Wyoming and bam, half of Wyoming is burning down, and you can't get on the highway to get out and the food trucks can't get in, you are not stuck. Next thing is high energy foods. Peanut butter, jelly, just because they go together and it makes the peanut butter more palatable, but peanut butter and jelly, and no, the jelly doesn't have to be refrigerated, neither does the peanut butter. Crackers, so that they're easier to eat. Granola bars, trail mixes, all of those are easy, no cook foods that you can just slap together real quick, but you can store them. So you can't really store bread, but you can store crackers for 6 months, a year, 18 months. I mean, I have crackers that I've eaten 18 months, 2 years past the expiration date, and they've been just fine. Foods for infants or the elderly or any special diets that you may have, just plan accordingly and stockpile those foods. Comfort, stress, relieving type foods, cookies, hard candies, lollipops. Get you some instant coffee, get you some instant tea. Because when you're in these situations, it's gonna be nice to have a pick-me-up with some coffee, even if it's not very warm. Guys, people drink iced coffee all the time. You could probably drink lukewarm coffee, get your caffeine, and be just fine. But you wanna make sure that you have these foods on hand in case something crazy goes and happens. Then you're prepared and you're not gonna have to depend on someone else to take care of you. All right, your snack foods like your Pop-Tarts you could have. I know you're like, Tara, Pop-Tarts. Seriously, are we stockpiling Pop-Tarts? Listen, I'm not saying you have to survive on Pop-Tarts by any stretch of the imagination, but it would be a nice treat when you're in a situation like that to have some cookies, Pop-Tarts, things that are easy. Processed foods, I know the whole processed food thing. Don't go sending me emails on it. The thing is, this is an emergency situation. We are sustaining life. You are not going to be eating at the epitome of health. Not that I think that that really helps people anyway, but you gotta use some common sense here. Please, I am begging you, use some common sense. This is the number one thing that people lose in emergency situations is common sense. Here's a little tip on your canned foods. I get this question every single survival video. Can I eat expired canned foods? Yes, the majority of the time you can. Now, if your cans are bulging or dented, if they're bulging, 100% no. If they are dented but not bulging, you need to eat it up right away, but I would not keep that in your long-term storage. You need to get that eaten up and out of your long-term storage. Dented is not good because it can break the seal. But past the expiration date, oh yes, you can eat. I've had canned foods that were 8 years past the expiration date that my family has actually eaten. Everyone says you're not able to do that. They tasted just fine, nothing wrong with it. If the canned food smells off, doesn't smell like your normal green beans, doesn't smell like your normal chili or whatever type of soup you have, if it doesn't smell normal, I would not eat it. But off smell, off color, you can see this pumpkin that I bought that was not expired. Okay, we keep talking about foods that have gone bad, and look at this. The date, August 24. I have no idea what happened here, but that is definitely not edible.
It looks like the seal might have broken away from the edge of the can right there.
Oh, sure enough.
Seal it right.
Oh, yep. Look at that. It got damaged at the store and the label was over it flat.
Wow.
I'll bet you anything.
You gotta take it back to Walmart, right?
Yes, I am actually. Open the can. Holy cow. You can be guaranteed I won't be eating that one. But just be sure to, be safe. If it's bulging, that means bacteria is growing in there. So you don't want to eat it then. But dented, usually dented is fine if it's not bulging, but get it eaten up and don't keep it in your long-term storage. Pretty much as long as it's canned, you can eat it anywhere from 10 to 25 years later and it should be perfectly fine. Go watch 10 things you should stockpile before November 2024 next, and we will see you guys next time, livingonadime.com.